We continue with the gathering, which could be defined as a selection of young and finest of the Lynch lecturers in Nigeria, a platform and initiative of Covenant Christian Center, witnesses a birthing of ideas on how to move Nigeria forward. A summary of today's event in Abuja was that Nigerians need to change their attitude, improve on their level of discipline, and shun corruption. Our correspondent Amaka Okafor has more.
To the platform.
For the first time since 2007, the platform and initiative of the Covenant Christian Center made its debut in Abuja, and it featured several speakers from different fields of human endeavor.
Manufacturing and assembly.
The speakers bear their minds on how to achieve good governance and development of the economy. For them, the change that people want to see must come from them and not necessarily the people they elected.
The change we're talking about requires full commitment from every individual. So let's not start thinking that the change agents are those that are going into government. We, as the people, will kill their spirit to make the change by the way that we handle the things that are committed to us. This change that we seek is not government-centered. It can be government-driven. But it would only happen when the people take it over and they run with it.
Every one of us has a role to play. We have to act, and we must act now. You see, we all have a zone of influence, some local, some international, some global. We need to influence within the sphere that God has given us. You have to influence in your neighborhood. Change must start from you. The bottom line is that I've made my choice. What's yours?
And for an effective change to take place, Nigerians must also change their attitude to formal and informal activities. The speakers insist that Nigerians must learn to stop blaming government and work to provide solutions to national challenges.
The attitude of the average Nigerian to work is bad. That's the essence of my presentation this morning. Whether in the public service or in the private sector or in the informal sector, we need to change our attitude to work. That's the reform that we need. It is an individual choice. I don't know whether that resolves the question, but if it is about a program, about another committee being set, I don't think that will resolve the problem.
We don't need one more committee.
I think the point is that everybody needs to change his or her attitude to work.
The key message at this event is that achieving good governance and economic growth starts with the people taking a collective ownership of national development. Amaka Okafor, Channels Television News.
Away from the May Day celebrations, a battle between some pipeline vandals and members of the Odua People's Congress has left a lady dead and 4 others hit by stray bullets from the fight which occurred at Aregbo in Ogun State, southwest Nigeria. We'll show you an amateur clip taken with a mobile phone by an eyewitness in Beachland Estate, where the gun battle took place, showing the militants heading to the oil pipelines through the creeks. Mourning residents of the estate narrate their experience and appeal to the government to improve security around the area.
Arekpo in Yoruba implies we behold the sight of oil. But the oil that should have been a source of blessings has now become a threat to the Arekpo neighborhood. Wednesday, April the 28th was a sad day for the residents of Beachland Estate in Arekpo, as one of the residents was hit by a stray bullet from a battle between pipeline vandals and members of the Odua People's Congress.
The shooting was going on. My next door neighbor, Mr. Franklin Fajana, called me. The wife went to visit him in the hospital. And he asked his colleague in the office to bring her home. He said, not quite 10 minutes, he dropped the phone. The driver called him and said, Oga,
This is the spot where the 6 months pregnant late lawyer Damilola Fajano was killed. She was said to have been coming from the hospital where her husband was hospitalized when the stray bullets from the fight between OPC's members and the job fighters hit her around her throat.
Many of us are living in perpetual fear. and it's not good for us. So we want to appeal to government, we want to appeal to PPMC, we want to appeal to NMPC, we want to appeal to police, every force they can use to keep us secured.
This building used to be the security post for the protection of pipelines in the Arekpo creeks. The fight between the two combatants left the structure dilapidated. Days before the incident, the Nigerian police had been withdrawn from protecting the pipelines and replaced by the OPC guards. The Nigerian police, however, says it will wade into the crisis.
We have various stakeholders here, even among the security agencies, and that's why we are going to annex our resources. The state command is not taking lightly. We are putting together all the facts before us, and at the end of the day, I'm sure we are going to come with up with very good investigation.
This is one of the entry points that leads to the Arekpo Creek. Residents in this beachland estate say that the vandals coming through the estate and go into the creek to vandalize. The residents put this gate together, but unfortunately their effort has not been enough to forestall the activities of the vandals. This amateur clip was obtained from an eyewitness. It shows the pipeline vandals heading into the creek through Beachland Estate. It is not clear whose stray bullet killed Damilola, a 6 months pregnant lady. But what is clear is that Beachland Estate, a standard residential area meters away from the Arekpo Creek, remains vulnerable to vandals' attacks. Temple Ashaju, Channels Television News.
We turn to Anambra State now, where Governor Willie Obiano has been busy trying to improve the state's agriculture. During the week, the governor signed a memorandum of understanding with Linden Integrated Farm, valued at $61 million.
Anambra State government officials, led by the Governor Willie Obiano, are meeting with the executive management of Linden Integrated Farms, a public-private poultry company operating in the state, to seal a business discussion which has been ongoing for a while now. The company, which is planned to stop the trend whereby chicks have to be brought into the southern region of the country from the west, gives 90% ownership to the investing company, 6% to the state government, while the host community owns 4%.
In addition to this, 3% of annual net profit will be set aside for CSR projects in the host community.
Beyond caring for the welfare of the community through CSR, the first phase of the project promises a steady supply of poultry products which will expand business and jobs. And Linden says it will get even better.
Subsequently, we parent stock bred in our facility to provide high-quality products, including eggs from layers, fresh and frozen poultry meat from broilers.
For the governor, the project fits into his agricultural plan for Anambra State.
Agriculture is my #1 pillar. Before now, all the day-old chicks being sold in the southeast all come from Oyo State. And we're about to change that direction. We want all the day-old chicks to be bought from Anambra.
He seals the $61 million deal with the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding.
Nigeria's flag carrier, Arik Air, has said that if aviation fuel scarcity persists, it may be forced to scale down more of its operations. At a press briefing in Lagos, Nigeria, the airline said it's 600 to 800 litres of fuel for its daily operations, and current supply is lean. The airline also used the occasion to apologize to its esteemed customers about the delays and cancellations, saying the situation is beyond its control.
As the aviation fuel scarcity bites harder, it's definitely not a good time for the aviation industry. Nigeria's largest airline, which operates about 120 daily flights and 4 long-haul routes, says operations are at a 20% low.
We require between 500 and 800,000 liters of aviation fuel on a daily basis to be able to run our operations on a normal day. Today, May 1st, we have not done more than 20% of our normal operations. I say this because I'm also expressing the hope that things will be able to return to normal soon.
And if this situation persists, more local and international flights may have to be cancelled.
It has come to a level where we have scaled down operations today drastically. And unless we begin to get normal supplies of aviation fuel, it is becoming increasingly difficult to sustain operations.
In a few days, the airline says operational losses are now in the range of about $1 billion and sends an apology to its numerous guests.
So our sincere apologies to our very valued guests who have suffered disruptions this period. And we sincerely hope that within a short time things will return to normal, and they can continue to count on us to provide them with both safe and reliable and comfortable air services.
Meanwhile, the airline, which operates about 40% of domestic flights in the country, is suspending its Lagos-Abuja-Dubai operations from May 5 this year. Bukola Jo Ketumbi, Channels Television News.
Hello, good evening. Welcome to Business News. I am Adeshewa Josh. The Nigerian financial markets were closed today to mark Labor Day holiday. A review of market activities for the week showed that at the end of Thursday's session, average interbank rate declined to 12.86% as the market continued to benefit from OMO, FGN bond and T-bills repayments as well as spark inflows. About 823.68 billion naira hit the system. The overnight rates declined 9.46%, while the 1, 3 and 6-month NIBOR rates declined 130 basis points, 126 basis points and 67 basis points, in that order, week on week. At the bond markets, yields rose all through the week as investors booked profits following price increases in the preceding weeks. At the currency markets, the naira traded at 197 naira to the dollar. All financial markets are expected to reopen on Monday, the 4th of May. Now, telecommunications giant MTN fulfills its promises to customers by giving out houses worth 15 million naira. Ene Collins Chidioke, a businessman from Onitsha, is the first lucky winner. According to the general manager, consumer marketing, MTN is doing this in order to give customers the opportunity to own a house of their own.
It all started with one phone call from MTN, a call that would change his life forever. Ene Collins Chidioke, a businessman from Onitsha, began from doubting to a dance. After 6 years of being on the network, he surprisingly gets a house worth 15 million naira from MTN.
I'm very happy, and it's something that I never expected in my life, so I'm very excited.
The MTN Best 11 promo, created by the telecommunications company, is aimed at giving customers the opportunity of speaking to 11 people for as low as 11 kobo per second.
We want to empower Nigerians, let them be able to make calls and keep in touch with their loved ones at the best rate they can get. In doing that, let them also be able to own a house. If you think about the things people need, a house counts as something really, really important. So can we enable that to happen? It's part of what we believe we should do as a brand, to empower and enable Nigerians.
And that's not all.
Beyond the fact that there's a possibility of winning a house is the fact that every hour somebody is winning 11,000 naira, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 11 weeks non-stop.
The credibility of the promo appears not to be in doubt, as it is monitored by the National Lottery Regulations Commission.
The draws that took place, we were there, we witnessed it, and there is fairness was displayed, transparency was displayed.
According to MTN, you can still be a part of this promo by joining the True Talk tariff plan by texting 400 to 131 or dialing *400# and start calling. Victoria Ido, reporting for Channels Television News.
And that'll be all on Business News tonight. The news at 10 continues in a moment. Happy May Day celebration.
Nigeria's Warri Wolves advanced to final qualifying round of the CAF Confederation Cup. Now, in sports news, please stay with us.